Yo, what it do? What's up? The literary pharaoh. Where you been, man? Where you been, man? I haven't seen you in a minute. You know, anybody ever tell you, at least in this picture, you kind of got a young Morris Chestnut thing going on? What up, Mike? What up, Ken? I haven't seen Ken in a minute. Michelangelo, what's up? What's up, Mickle? What's up, Mickle A? What's going on? What's the deal? Remington Steel. What the dilly, Remington Stilly? What's crack-a-lackin', my brothers? Work and working out. Okay. Well, fuck it. Oh, you've heard that before? Don't brag. Don't brag. Good Lord. I'm thinking Berlanga is going to stop Sheeraz. Nope. You guys see me on TBV today? I was talking to Sheeraz. I got Hamza. Everybody tells you that? All right. Well, that's a compliment. Ladies used to love themselves some Morris Chestnut. Weird fucking name. That's one of those, like, Morris Chestnut sounds like a white British dude. Like, doesn't it? Hello, this is Morris Chestnut, Professor Morris Chestnut, Esquire. I don't know. To me, it does. Cool name, though. Memorable. Chestnut's a very memorable name. I went live yesterday from Brooklyn. Just chilling. That was kind of fun. Well, Mike, I think it's more that Berlanga has not made me a believer yet. That's what I feel like it is more. We got call-ins are popping. What's up, Mel? Melly Mel. What's up? Did you watch Turkey Card? Crawford was there. He not training. He getting stopped. Oh, damn. I mean, the fight's 2 months away, right? You think Tank is mentally out of boxing? Yes. Yes, I do. Although Coach Kenny in our interview said that it's happening. Upset happened, and Turkey Dickens won by KO in fourth round. Right? Turkey Dickens. What is you talking about? See Jizzles. Call-ins, baby. Sorry, let me say it so you can understand it over there on the West Coast. First, go for a walk and take your dog for a walk and call in. Is that better? Who the fuck says call in? Call, motherfucker, call. Berlanga does a lot of talking. He sure the fuck does. I think the weight class will be too much. Berlanga will be close. Sheeraz was saying today to me directly, he's going to feel stronger at a heavier weight. Jizzles? See Jizzles. See Jimmels? See Jeezy? I don't like Jeezy. What's your real name? Or you probably don't want to tell because probably like Christopher or some shit. Was that Christopher Joseph? Some shit like that? Jazza Dickens upset in Turkey. What the fuck does that mean? What are you guys talking about? I don't know what this guy's talking. Is there a card right now that I'm unaware of? Sheeraz beating Berlanga, and we will get Pacheco over Sheeraz. Ooh. Or maybe Canelo, if he beats, or even if he loses to Crawford, he fights Sheeraz next either way. Yeah, I love that in Valero. By the way, guys, we are auctioning off these brand new 1998 Grant gloves. 1998. Unused. But these are super rare, people. As you know, worth anywhere from $3 to $5 grand, I'd say, on eBay. Unused, one of the first ever releases from Grant, 1998. We're auctioning them off. You guys know the deal. To enter the auction, you have to. Oh, that's gonna fall, isn't it? This fucking thing. You have to enter the $10 to this Cash App here or to this PayPal address here. Say Grant Gloves. Put your name. See how bad they want to be raffled. They're falling. They want to be raffled so badly. They're falling. There we go. All right. So put in those raffles, people. Put in those raffles. Let's not be silly with it. Canelo ain't fighting no Sheeraz. Okay. I don't like Jeezy either, but at least there's no homo connotations to it. Well, we're all homos. Homo sapiens. Like my man Del, the funky Homo sapien. What you know about Del, the funky Homo sapien, Solidus? You're probably too young. I don't like.
Hey. What's up?
What you know about Del, the funky Homo sapien? You know who that is?
Oh, that's 90s rap. That's like 90, 91.
How old are you?
I was never a fan, but I know who they are. They had a. What's the name of that song? Funky. What's up?
How old are you?
Late 20s.
Oh, you're young. Okay, yeah. I'm surprised you even know that. Who the group is. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm up on hip hop history. I know historical hip hop shit.
All right. Besides being a scumbag, what do you think of Panama Lewis as a trainer? I don't know. All that stands out, Chase, is that he was a scumbag. We don't know about he was banned for life as a trainer. He had to watch his own fighters. He had to sit in the front row. He couldn't go up on the ring apron. That's funny. You probably talked about this already, but how do you see the Haney and Norman fight playing out? 50-50. I don't know. What about you? What you guys think? I do not know. Free falling. Word. All right. All right. Low T Solidus. What's that mean?
Yeah. So, like, when it comes to Crawford, because I see the title, you got Canelo versus Crawford. So Now that I've been thinking about it, I feel like if Crawford can somehow, I don't know how this is going to be possible, but if he can somehow not be affected by Canelo's power and just fight through that, like Bivol did, if he can somehow do that, I can see a scenario where he outboxes Canelo. You know, that's the only way I think Crawford got a chance. Because, more and more people are picking Crawford. And I'm having a hard time doing that, but I'm kind of thinking like, shit, if he can deal with his power, shit, we might see something.
You've heard my story, right?
Yeah.
You heard the story about me being with them, right?
Yeah. Crawford looked bigger.
Bigger.
Pause.
Bigger. Nah, come on, man. We're adults here. Ain't nobody talking about dicks. We're talking about stature. He looked bigger. He looked like a bigger dude, but also, I keep saying this, but it matters. The skeletal structure. He just looked bigger boned. You know what I mean? Like, he looked like a naturally bigger guy. So, but he has never fought 160 or 68 or even as a pro.
Exactly. That's what I'm worried about. How your body gonna respond getting punched by a 68-pounder for the first time in a real fight
with 10 ounces? Yeah. What you think?
I don't know.
Think, Christopher James.
That ain't it.
That's it for sure. No.
It's definitely not. But no, after what I've been through, I'm not putting my name out there.
I don't blame you. It's probably Carlos. You probably have a weird even though.
Hell no.
Nah, it's not Carlos.
No.
All right.
I'm 100% African American. No Hispanic.
Okay. But there's people I know that guy CYP his real name is Carlos for some fucking reason. He's black, so it happens.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yo, who else we got on the panel?
Solidus, and my man
Yep.
C Jamboree.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, as long as you don't say jizz from this point forward.
Do you reject
I'm issuing a king's decree. Henceforth, no more jizz on my name. No more jizz.
Parliamentary rejection. Okay.
Indeed. Hey, chill out, champ. What are we talking about? We're talking about Canelo Crawford. I didn't hear what Oh Boy said. I was hopping up on the panel, so I had to close my YouTube so it wouldn't be feedback. What did you say? If he can take his power, then he could have a possibility.
I was saying that if Crawford could somehow fight through Canelo's power like Bivol did, if he can miraculously do that, I can see a scenario where he outboxes Canelo. Like, he ain't gonna hurt him, he ain't gonna knock him down. They can kill that noise, but come into the fight, Crawford won because he outplayed him. I could see that happening if he can deal with Canelo's power.
Right, or just evade it. I don't think he has to walk through it like Bivol. These are completely different fighters, completely different sizes. I don't think he has to walk through it. He needs to be evasive, absorb those 1 or 2 shots that are inevitable. And yeah, that's why I got Crawford. That's why I put a rack on it.
Off the topic for a second.
Oh yeah, you're the guy that said the rack on Crawford. Okay, yeah, I remember.
I'm the guy.
Real quick, guys. Off topic for like CYP. They're saying is mixed. I thought he grew up in a foster homes. Like, I thought he didn't know his real parents. And he does not look fucking half Mexican to me at all. But whatever. Anyway, maybe he is. Haney still got PTSD from what Ryan did to him. Possibly. I don't know. Is those kids? What is that, CJ?
Yes, I'm at the park again. You know, the marathon training. I'm at the park. All right.
Oh, okay.
They got their little, those little cars, little trucks they have.
Yeah, I hear it. It sounds like almost like a tea kettle, like boiling. Like,
right.
It's all good. It's not that bad. He will never feel comfortable in the ring. He fears getting hit. Well, we don't see. So, Pharaoh, or should I say Mr. Morris Chestnut, why the fuck do we deduce that? Nah, he does. Looks like Morris. He said people call him that too. Why would we deduce that? Why would we make that an absolute from one fight? Now we're just, that's how he's looking. Look at the word you put, Pharaoh, and you capitalized it. Never.
I think, hey, no offense to Pharaoh, but I think people want to be like ahead of the trend, like, oh, I called it, I told you, so they can say, I told you so. But no, we don't have the body of work. We don't have enough evidence to conclude that, in my opinion. I try to call it down the middle, but hey, he might be right, but you can't say it yet. You feel me?
I've been trying to tell people that, like, it's only one fight. Y'all don't even know if that's going to happen. He might bounce back. Yeah, there's no evidence that he won't. So I don't get why people keep saying that.
Word, let me reiterate. I think that was just his very cautious approach to preserve that rematch so he can have another payday. It was Ryan that didn't do his job, didn't live up to the end of his bargain. He just said, win by any means necessary.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Bill's from Oakland, home of the Black Panthers, and yeah, by any means necessary, he was going to get that done.
Okay, so look how he fought against Rodriguez. Not Rodriguez. You meant what's the guy's name? Ramirez.
So
first off, that's
racist.
Okay, but forget about that. That's the only one fight we're talking about, though. How you know what I mean? We can't, like, it's not a car. You test drive a car and it drives shitty the first time you ride it. That's what you're in for, right? This is different. We're not test driving cars here.
Yeah, I feel you. Human psychology is, a lot more complicated than the mechanics of a car.
Evolving and changing thing. Yep.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, that fight's done. I'm excited about this Berlanga fight. I think Berlanga is going to lose.
You're excited about it. Why are you excited? I'm disappointed. Let me say why. Only because, not that I hate the fight in and of itself, but it headlining over Shakur and there's that the car again. Shakur and Zepeda. I think that should be the headliner, but that's just me as a hardcore fan. And I guess Berlanga sells more. I don't know the reasoning behind it. Maybe Turkey has the support behind Sheeraz. I'm not sure, but it's not a headline fight to me. But I'm not mad at it.
It's not, but I guess I'm excited because of people like my buddy Ness and because of the Berlanga supporters. I want to either see him prove he is what some people think he is, or have this this wiped away, because I'm not a fan of fighters becoming so popular, or at least portraying so, like, without your body of work needs to match your popularity. And you got guys like Jake Paul where it doesn't, but which is why people hate him. His body of work does not match his popularity and his pay scale. But he was already famous coming in. Berlanga was not. Berlanga's only known for boxing. He wasn't. He's not a Disney kid or YouTube or whatever.
Right.
So I want to see. What I'm saying? There's the greatest rapper of all time, who was Big Daddy Kane. You know that, CJ. We've talked about it. You agree?
I don't know that. No, I never.
Hey, you from Brooklyn?
Nah, from Manhattan.
You from Brooklyn?
Manhattan, which is in New York City, same shit, same borough, same city. But Big Daddy.
You think BDK the best?
Hell yeah, that's my boy too. Yes. Like I know him personally. He's a huge boxing fan. I've interviewed him and all that. Me and him text each other about when fights go off. Yeah, I love Big Daddy. Look, I know, and this is a different conversation. I know there's, he's the OG, and I know rap's evolved and people, but for me, he's the greatest. But he had a song called "Show Improve," and
I know that. Yeah.
And that's what Berlanga used to do. Show improve.
Facts. Now, what do you?
Jay-Z at the end. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Marco. What do you attribute his popularity to? Because I really don't get it. It's just like a NY bias, or like the Puerto Rican fan base. I don't understand this.
Well, 17 straight knockouts in the first round, so that started it. But then, because he's from New York, he had Fat Joe, he had Tracy Morgan. He had these big names walking him out and giving him love and showing support. So I think that's what did it. People see celebrities, that's all they need to see. Like if I'm being walked out by Eminem or by whoever, LeBron or whatever it is, they'll just right away be like, oh, as you guys know, Shane is Macaulay Culkin's brother. I've gotten asked for my autograph as a child for just because I'm walking with Matt. This is before I did any boxing. I was just a kid. And people just assumed because I'm with him, I'm somebody, so they want my autograph. And,
that's funny.
And I would always be like, nah, I wouldn't. I'd be like, nah, you don't want mine. I'm not. But that's the point. When you're with people like that, they assume that you're the same. So that's why I think it happened.
By association. Okay. Yeah. So the early knockout streak, and then by association with these other popular people that were already on. Okay, that makes sense.
Marco, respected in these streets. That Shaq co-signed stamps him. Word up. Shaq did co-sign me. What's up, David? Marco Diddy getting out today. Not true. That is not true.
No, I don't. No, he wasn't acquitted of all charges. I don't want to get too deep into that, but no, he ain't going home today.
Nah, I think the trial's in May or some shit? Like next May? Or some shit like that. Terror Squad. TS. Terror Squad. What you know about Terror Squad, Eric? Aren't you from Nebraska? Once boxers.
I don't know.
Huh?
No, I was going to say, I don't know anything about Eric. He has another man in his profile pic, no Tutti Frutti. I think he's Hispanic, but he has a black dude up there. I don't know where he's from. Shout out to Eric.
He never leaks any information. So once boxers start linking up with rappers, it's getting close to the end for you. This literally becomes a rap, pun intended. Okay.
I don't agree. What about Bud and Eminem?
There we go. How much y'all want to bet? Oh shit, 10,000 cash. I always do that when people.
Even I'm not going to be that ridiculous. I don't even know who he's talking about. He's talking about Crawford Canelo for $100. About Berlanga.
No, about Diddy getting out.
No, I'm not.
I wouldn't waste a penny on that.
Right.
Getting deep with Diddy. CJ, major pause.
What? Oh, I said I'm not going to get too deep into it. I guess that's a reach.
I feel like for him to say that, it makes him more than you.
Yeah, his mind went there. Yeah,
yes. His mind immediately went to. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Marco is more street than Shaq. Shaq is just popular giant. I mean, Shaq, he was in Newark when he came up.
Brick City.
I spent my whole formative years in the street. He didn't, but he would have probably if it was for basketball. I'd rather be in his position.
Yeah.
But he was all over. Like he claims Jersey City, but he lived in Texas. I think he played high school ball in Texas. His stepdad was like a military guy, so I think he was in like Germany too or some shit. He was all over.
Mhm.
My mind everywhere right now. Gross. What's up, people? Yeah, we're getting, these Grant gloves are getting no love. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, champ. I try to get it started up front and put all mine in because I
think
noticed when you spin that wheel, it's normally like someone who has a section of the wheel. Like me scattering them throughout doesn't serve me. So I'm like, I'm gonna do all of them at once, and then hopefully that'll do it. But nobody's jumping in. I don't understand it. Those are some dope ass gloves.
I feel
Vintage.
like
You wouldn't be able to get them nowhere else.
it's the time of the year. If you noticed, as soon as it got nice out, people started not giving a shit about the raffles. At first, I thought it was just the raffle items, but now I've done a few different items, and it's the same response. And my views in general have dropped. Not just mine. I've heard that it's across the board. When it got nice out, people have less screen time.
Hey, yo, Marco.
What up?
So I was having a debate with some people yesterday, boxing debate. Who had the better resume, Andre Ward or Triple G?
Ward. My opinion.
Ward.
Yeah, you got Kovalev. Only thing Triple G really had is all the controversial rather like three-peat with Canelo. Yeah, but he didn't really.
What's the guy's name from New York that he knocked out that had made the face like this? Stevens? What's his name? He's from New York.
Curtis Stevens.
There you go.
Curtis Stevens.
Him. That's on Triple G's. David Lemieux.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Didn't he knock out like Adamas or one of those? Who the fuck did he knock out?
Who fought the better fighters?
Look, Ward went through that Super Six.
Oh, the Super Six. Exactly.
That was whack to me.
What?
Danny Jacobs. Wait.
Explain yourself, Marco. How is a Super Six whack? We need more of that in boxing nowadays.
I will, but Triple G beat Jacobs?
Yeah,
but it was close, right?
Yeah, it was close, yo.
Because the Super Arthur Abram and these guys were like, they weren't top tier. It was just something that they came up with to unify undisputed or whatever the super middleweight. I don't know. I don't think none of those fighters were exciting to me.
Well, which is a dope concept though. But you got to agree that's a dope concept to unify in a tournament.
Sure.
Right?
Was Carl Froch better than anybody Triple G fought outside of Canelo? Carl Froch?
Maybe.
I'm inclined to say yes.
Danny Jacobs is up there with Froch, I would say. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Triple G, but is it a case of what our man Roy said? They say I fought nobody, but I just made him look like nobody. Maybe Triple G.
I love that line.
Is it true?
We were saying who we think will win in a hypothetical matchup between Triple G and Andre Ward, and they were saying they were picking Triple G, but I'm like, I don't know. I think Ward could clip Triple G. Then they start talking about resumes, and they said Triple G had a better resume. I'm like, from what I remember, he was beating up a bunch of B-level guys. I don't know no A-level guys. He was just whooping.
But don't forget,
Canelo, all that knockout shit stopped.
It's not really. I don't think it's a fair comparison or a realistic one because Ward really topped out at 175. Triple G never even went past 160. It was a size difference. True. Ward is taller, bigger. I wouldn't compare them for that reason. It wouldn't happen.
He could have moved up and fought him though if he wanted to. Just one weight class.
They could have met at 168, but no, I hear what Marco was saying. It is.
They could have, but like Triple G in his late 30s or 40s still was 160. Ward in his early 30s was at 175 already. You know what I mean?
Yo, he retired so early. That was disappointing.
He did. He might have even gone to cruiserweight if he kept going. Who knows what he's weighing now? I bet you he's damn near 200 now.
Yeah, he's the same age as me.
I'm mad at him though.
Mad at him? Why?
Ward, because I be texting him and shit. He never responds, but then he posts my texts online.
That's crazy.
Remember that? You remember that?
No, I'm not up on that.
Samurai Yayin one day goes, he's in the room. You know the samurai. Of course. Yeah. The samurai. Samurai Yayin's like, yo, I think did Andre Ward just post your text? because it had come out that Ward. So what happened was it come out. There was a rumor Ward's coming back to fight. I forget who it was. So then I text him. I go, "Yo, is it true you're coming back to fight so and so?" So I told the chat. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna text him." I'm like, he never responds, but let me fucking ask him. And I just go, "Hey, yo, what's up?" Blah blah blah. So like the next day, Samurai Yayan's like, "Yo, I think Ward posted your text." So I'm like, "What?" I go, I look. It was mine. He screenshotted my. It didn't say my name, but he screenshotted it, and it was exactly how I wrote. Like it was me. And it was the same. So first off, how the fuck the Samurai knew that was mine is fucking weird because it didn't say my name. That's just weird.
Right.
But so then he posts my text, so then I go, okay. So then I text him back. I go, "Yo, I know you never respond to me, but I'm gonna take you posting my shit as acknowledgement. Appreciate you." And he still didn't respond. Like you can't just put like a smiley face or a thumbs up. Like you're that cool. Come on.
Too cool for school.
Like don't. Why you put like weird?
It is. I agree with that. But then again, you took you like.
By the way, we have a mutual friend. So when I hit him, we have 2 mutual friends. When I hit him up, I got his number. I was like, "Yo, so and so gave me your number." So we know it's not like I'm just some random dude. Like it's weird, but whatever.
Marco.
If I would have got that job with all the smoke, it would have been different. What's up?
This is the pot calling the kettle white because it took you about 6 months to get back to me on IG, like you didn't know me. I'm just fucking with you. I know I have a different name on there. You didn't know it was me. But no, that is weird on Ward's part. And also,
the difference is, if you message me directly, like DMs go into like spam folders, request folders. I didn't even see your shit because it went.
I understand that.
You know what I mean?
Oh, but you do know what my name is based on IG. No one else is. I don't.
Now I know
any other people on IG. You do know. Yeah.
But at the time, like I didn't even get the message. I actually just saw it recently. I was like rolling through my request folder it has a good amount of people, but not like the level of like somebody with 1 million followers. So that's why like I hit up some of these guys on DM who follow me. They'll like my videos. They'll even comment on them. I hit them up. They never respond. And I know that they just don't see it because if they don't, not that they follow me, excuse me. If they don't follow you, it goes to a request folder. And when you have, like De La Hoya, for example, he's liked my videos. I've hit him up, but he has like 5 million followers. So his request folder is probably knee deep. So yeah. So that's why it's hard to see that shit. So to anybody in here, if I don't respond to you, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I probably just didn't see it because it gets buried.
All makes sense.
Son of low blows. That kind of annoyed me, the whole SOG shit. Like, I don't know. Like, you're that special where you're the son of God? What about everybody else? Ward on that haterade when it comes to Canelo. Yeah, I don't know if Ward could have beat Canelo. I feel like
that would have been an interesting matchup.
That would have been boring, but interesting.
You think so? You found Ward boring off top. Like, you just don't like his style.
Well, Canelo wouldn't hit hard enough at that weight to hurt Ward because Ward has a good chin, and Ward just doesn't really hit hard, and Canelo has a great chin. So it would have been just a technical kind of low punch output kind of fight, I believe.
Okay.
I can see that going either way, but I can see that going either way.
This is true, David. He did take my job, but not really my job because I don't think they would have hired me to do what he does. Like I can't have a show called, what's he call it? The recording. What's it called? His show on with all the smoke.
I don't follow him. Sorry.
The art of war.
The art of Ward, yeah.
Right. I couldn't do an art of the Marco of boxing because nobody really knows me like that. So they would have probably used me for something else. So I'm still under the impression, David, that they could still hire me because I can't compete with Ward because I'm not a well-known former champion. Hall of Famer on top of that.
What platform is he on? Who hired?
Do you watch basketball?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Do you know who Matt Barnes is?
Oh yeah, I mean Warriors. Yes.
Matt Barnes is the famous clip where he threw the ball at Kobe's face and Kobe didn't flinch.
Right.
That's him. And then Steven Jackson. Do you know who he is?
Of course.
He's a dude. Malice of the Palace. He's one of them. Anyway, they have a podcast called All the Smoke together.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that, but I didn't know Ward was.
They hit me up about a year ago, and right before they were launching their boxing for All the Smoke fight, they call it, and they wanted to like bring me on. And then we had a couple preliminary talks. Then I never heard back. It was like, oh, we're crazy busy. Let's circle back. We didn't forget about you. It was that kind of shit. But I never heard back. And every now and then I'll hit them up like, yo, I'm here. And then they signed Ward. So I was like, fuck, I can't compete with Ward.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, you understand it. I get it.
I understand it, but it's like, not only could I use the cash, but that'd be great career moves. I like what they do.
Oh, yeah.
Marco would do good on the zone. I agree, man. Thank you for saying that. Hopefully they hire a brother. Making a lane with Marco. That sounds kind of gay. Like, let's make a lane. That's not chill. No, I'm not Mur. I'm Marco. Kiss my Bulgarian ass, David.
What does that mean?
Mur from Impractical Jokers. Some people say I look like Mur.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Impractical. I've heard of Impractical Jokers.
Good.
But I'm not familiar.
It's not a compliment.
Okay.
Like Jason Statham, I'll take as a mild compliment. Joe Budden, mild compliment. But fucking Mur, not. Then that bum Showbiz. Thank you. I think so too. Look, Showbiz, I will say, I wouldn't say he's a bum. Showbiz is likable. He's always smiling. He's very enthusiastic. He knows boxing as much as somebody who never fought could know it. But I would do better. I agree.
I don't know. I think even I know, and not to toot my own horn, I think I know a little more. Well, at least I wouldn't say I have more knowledge, probably comparable, but like he pushes certain agendas, and that's why I had to stop following him.
Yeah, and I don't do that. Like even today, I was on the Ness's show, and Sheeraz came on, and Ness off the jump was like, just so you know, I'm a big Berlanga fan. And I was like, and just so you know, I am not. Like, I'm rooting for you. You're gonna win. That's just how I felt. I didn't say making, I said marking. You blind. Marking a lane? That doesn't make any sense. I thought you said making.
Oh, just trying to like do a pun on your name, Marco, marking a lane. But Mark, that's not a phrase. That's not
I like making
something anybody says.
Because people say get in your own lane. Like I'm making my own lane. That's what I thought you meant. Marking a lane, I don't get. We need Mo in here.
To break it down.
Mo's one of the top 5 smartest community members, I would say. Top 3. You're one of them too, CJ. But Mo's up there.
Salute. I never dig for compliments, or at least I try not to, but no, I appreciate that.
Alberto's number 1. I'm just kidding. Alberto's not stupid actually at all, considering he's a young guy too. No, he's actually smart. I didn't say making. Okay, I'm blind. I already read that. West thing. Oh, it's a West Coast thing. Marking a lane. CJ. What is that? A West Coast thing?
As the resident West Coast representative, no, I ain't never heard that. I don't know if it's different out in AZ, but nobody in Cali ever said marking your lane.
David's in AZ. I forgot.
Yeah.
Very similar, AZ and Cali. Like
I like to go out there. I mean, it's dry, but it's dry in Sacramento too. So
like when I was in Arizona boxing, and I would go to the gyms there, and like you had all the Chicanos, right? They were just like all that, like orale vato, like that's how they are in California. Like I understand it's different. And tell me if I'm wrong. Can any of the Mexican is there a big difference between like what do they call Chicanos? That's not like offensive, is it? I don't think it is.
No, they call themselves that.
Okay, so are the Chicanos in Arizona very different from the ones in LA? Because they seem like they have the same exact swag to me.
I haven't been to AZ since I was 10 years old, but no. I mean, I told you I didn't get that accent out of nowhere. Hopefully I don't do it again, but I didn't pull that out of the void. That's really how they talk.
All right, he's saying they're not the same. AZ, nothing like Cali. Okay.
Well, there you go.
From my experience, I had a lot of experience with AZ Chicanos because obviously I lived there, but Cali, I don't have that much experience, so I wouldn't know. All right, I'll take your word for it. My bad. They use the same slang.
not to pry, but real quick, I saw y'all out in Brooklyn like for a meeting. Is it I don't know. Is that part of the move? Like y'all trying to move out there?
Nah. Well, I'm trying to sell my business. So I was out there.
It's okay. Understood.
And then we are going to move back to New York. I don't know if it's going to be the city or if it's going to be maybe a suburb, right? Like something close. But we're getting the fuck out of Connecticut. And this
Go to Long Island, man. You got a family. You don't need to. I don't think your kids need to be in the city. I don't know, but
Long
in my
Island,
opinion, that's how I move.
Long Island, it'll be Westchester because that's where my wife is from. That's where her mother lives. Like, we'll be close to family in Westchester, and it's mad
That's
close to the city. Like, depending where we go, it's like 30 minutes. Like, it's on the But we got to downgrade. We got to downgrade our life a little. Unfortunately, everybody's going through it. We have to downgrade our way of living. Unfortunately, for now.
Just temporarily. Something's going to pop off, champ. It always does. If you stay vigilant, you have a vision, you know what you're working towards, then something pops off eventually.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of in the same position.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at, it's scary as fuck to have to end a career that's been supporting your family that you've been doing for 20 years. This is what I've been doing for 20 years. End it and go on to something new. That's scary. But I do have this, and this while I'm not making enough money to support myself now from this, I've had so many near opportunities where I could be. So I'm just waiting for one of those to work.
Yeah, it only takes is one. All it takes is one to pop.
In Queens, NY, been here. Oh, you're in Queens, Bailey? Oh shit.
Shout out, Bailey.
What's up, man? That's where in Queens. I'm not that far from there. Good day.
Do they understand your accent up there, Bailey?
Mice running. I know, David. I caught 4. Now, I haven't seen dropping since. That might have been the last one. Knock on wood. 4 fucking mice. Marco, I have a cousin in Strong Isle. I got mad people in Strong Isle. Our buddy Fred, who comes in here, is one of my closest friends. He just moved, but he's born and raised Long Island. White Plains is Westchester. That's a fact. Hey, Marco, happy Wednesday. Always great. Appreciate you, D. Wayne. D. Wayne, you are not insane.
D. Wayne.
Bro, what happened with your comedy? I'm selling it. I am selling it. That's what happened with it.
You should have let me perform one time, Marco. All I needed was 5 minutes.
Still go. I'm so disappointed. That's what's up. I've heard of Showbiz, listened to his show a couple times. What agenda is he pushing? Just curious.
Well, what made me unsubscribe to him, I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was when he said Ryan is cleared of PED use, and that would obviously we know in retrospect that was never true. So that clickbaity type style and not being honest. So I was like, I can't rock with this. It's not how I move.
You know what's weird?
That's it.
So like this is why I have you here, right? People like you, which is great. But I feel like there's a bigger market for the opposite, the people who want to hear rage bait and the people who want like it. And that sucks.
It does.
That sucks.
Like, it's disappointing, champ.
If I was sitting here screaming at you, what the fuck's wrong with you, you stupid motherfucker? Like, I get more views. Crazy.
Yep. Disappointed in humanity on that note, that he would have a bigger following than a channel like this or Johnny or anything similar, like where you have a balanced take. You let people like actually, I don't know if he even takes call-ins. It's been so long since I was over there, but no, I appreciate the platform. And yeah, it's just crazy. Like, why would you want to hear dishonesty just because it gets your emotions riled up? That's immature. That's immature to me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michelangelo. I appreciate you. You guys are all great. He's double standards like crazy. Don't have much of a Southern twang. Southern Bailey, yes, you do.
You do. Homie. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You do. But they
do. Used to being in the South where you measuring it relative to who's around you.
Right. His shit's probably like toned down for people around you now. You definitely got it. Definitely got it, Bailey. I never liked Showbiz. To be honest, he's corny. Okay. Showbiz will say, like, Canelo will lose the fight and then say Canelo will win the boxing match. Oh. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I get that. Showbiz is like his eyes. He really out there. Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of the guy. That's how he's born, man. Don't make fun of the way he looks. Marco, you got to pop out at boxing events. Motherfucker, if they approved me, I got denied to the girl fight next week, and I'm still waiting on the 12th, and I'm going to hit up Shaq heavy for the 12th if they deny me. Matter of fact, I'm going to hit him up today again. I hit him up last week, and I was like, yo, you going, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I don't know. I'm working on it. And I'm going to hit him up again, but I don't want to be annoying. You know what I mean? And like last time, he tried to get me into the Times Square shit. He couldn't. Now, that was only 200 available seats. Probably a whole different game, but Showbig's bad work is. Oh, he does bag work. Yo, do me a favor, D
The
Wayne.
worst.
You've seen it? Please
No.
put a
I'm
link.
just laughing.
Please put a link in my chat. I've never seen him hit the bag. I'm very curious what he looks like, and I'm not going to be shitting on him because I don't do that here. But I'm just curious. I'll be honest. No dishonesty for clicks is his agenda. Okay, Marco and Just Do. What's
I rock
that?
with Just Do. That's another boxing channel. Just Do Boxing. He's cool.
A word? Okay.
Yeah.
CJ, you were correct about Showbiz. Plus, throw in some videos. Marco, you should have come in Canelo Crawford at Fanatics Fest. I guess. Oh, shit. Look who it is. The one, the only. Okay, I'm sorry, Jen.
Oh, I know he likes that drop too. I
Yeah,
got
he
to get
does.
my soundboard popping.
That was a mean. He told them not to accept you. Nah, I'm cool with the mean. I mean, I know he had that one little thing but other than that, we have no problems. At first, I thought Tone was like Showbiz, but he cool now. Marco, you and Johnny need a show. Okay. I'm down.
What up, Johnny?
We should do me, Johnny, and Tone. Do a trifecta. Do it like
Call
maybe
it
once a
I don't
day,
know,
or
something
maybe not
about
even once every other day.
something to do with Neapolitan. You know, I mean, got all the colors. Yeah.
Oh, that's racist.
Here's the video. Let's see it. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Where the fuck is it? There it is. This is, I assume this is, what's his face?
Showbiz the adult.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Hold on. I'm going to play it. Let's check out my man, Showbizms. All right. Let's do it. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Good jab.
I see something other than the jab.
Okay.
He's like, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. He's tired. Look how tired he is. Oh, he's on his Tyson shit. Yeah, I can see how he holds his hands. He turns his body like Mike too. He's on this, like he's emulating Tyson style. Like, throw a punch. Okay. Well. So that's how you know he's tired, because it's I always tell you guys, show me straight through. When he's putting together a greatest hits remix, you know he's getting tired. Which is, I'm not even shitting on him. He's not a fighter, so I don't, and the camera's recording. Okay, I think I've seen enough. No, I'm not in like not like in an asshole way. I don't.
No, but enough to give an assessment. Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah, I don't think he's that bad. I actually think his jab was actually good. I would say that jab is good. The other stuff, he looks decent for a non-boxer. I don't think it looked horrible. What do you think?
No, I agree, man. It's someone who's rather never been in the ring before myself. Yeah, I can't clown on him. And that jab was it looked like decent power, and it was very snappy, good technique. But yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. He could probably beat most people on the street. I'll say that.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I don't know about all that.
Well, because most people never train like that.
Well, he's better than most people in the street on the bag. Did you say he'll beat most people on the street?
Okay, maybe I was a little bit
That's
extra.
a whole
Maybe he
different.
has.
Just
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
can get a bag
Okay.
doesn't mean you can fight if somebody gets in his face. But he looks better on the bag than the average person on the street. I would say, yeah, he wasn't. And you could tell
There you
he's
go.
doing the Tyson thing, which isn't bad because he's very stocky.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think he looked that bad. He's not a boxer. He's just right, exactly. And considering that, he looked good. You know, overall, drops his. Come on, Dwayne. Let's not do this. He's not a fighter. He did a lot of, like, what do you expect him to have a perfect technique? I hate when people say. People tell me I drop my hand. It's so fucking annoying. I hate here. That's like the number one. You know what's funny too? My bag videos get a lot of criticism, but you know what didn't get any criticism was that almost none was the video where I broke the power score when I hit the power machine. That one got nothing, no criticism because what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? The shit looked mad hard. It registered mad hard. Like it looked like nothing you could say.
They're gonna say you didn't hit 1,000.
Close, almost.
Right.
Yeah, his jab had some pop. I'm with it. Showbiz definitely stops Marco. Johnny, I
Fuck
will
out of
fuck
here.
you up. I'll fuck you up. What up, Yayan? Marco stops. That's a fact, Michelangelo. I will beat Johnny's ass and take his hairline. You know, dudes used
Take
to
his hairline.
whoop their ass and grab the sneakers. I'll beat his ass and just rip off his hairline. Put that shit, pop it on my head. I'll walk around looking fly.
Yeah, well, I
Johnny,
remember you
watch
reminded
your
me that
back and your hairline.
Camacho.
Huh?
Camacho put his curl up. He put his Superman curl up, but he didn't honor the bet. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna just snatch the hairline.
Camacho tried to get slick. He's like, "Oh, come on, we passed that now." It's like, wait, what? He tried to act like, "Oh, come on, you're being silly." De La Hoya's like, "No, you what? You can't make them." Marco headbutts must be crazy. Kiss my ass.
Hey, yo, I'm saying this real quick in general. I only got like 6%. I'm almost back home, but yes, take a page out of that book. In the community, we gotta honor our bets. We can't be flip flopping. I'm not saying no one in particular, but we gotta stand on our shit like men. We gotta stand on our shit like men. No, that's like a principle of life. You feel me? If anyone else did it, if Yayan was doing it, I would say the same thing. So yeah, just stand behind your word, basically.
Mm-hmm. Marco brings up punch machine at least 10 times a week. Let's see you hit it, you
Bullshit.
pretty motherfucker. Or just because you got the hairline, you think you're all fucking cool. Let's see you hit it. Punk. That shit's by the way, that shit's impressive. Like, I'm not even, it just is. If it wasn't me, if somebody else, I'd say the same thing. At my age, at my weight, are you kidding me? You know how hard it is to hit like that at 165 pounds, almost 50? Fuck out of here. Johnny Mark said he would scalp you.
That's spicy.
I would scalp Johnny. I'll stand on top of his comatose body with one foot on his chest and then the other hand holding up his fucking scalp like this. After I knock him out.
Yo, you're bugging.
I'll hit and quit it, Marco.
Hey, yo, Marco, how come people, why do people talk shit about Ness, the dude from the Boxing Voice?
Well,
I mean, that's a complex answer.
It is. Exactly. It's layered. I mean, some people just don't like his style. Marco, he asked you. I'll let you answer.
I don't really know. Mainly because he has certain takes that people don't agree with, and he tends to kind of yell at people sometimes, like be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Get the fuck, you stupid!" Like kind of like he gets condescending, so people fucking push back. That'd be my example. That'd be my reason why.
No, that's
I just started watching him recently, so I don't really know much about him. But I'm seeing in the comments people is talking shit about him.
But he's smart too. Like he stirs the pot. He gets shit going on purpose to engage, have people. That's what we're talking about. Like the people come back for that shit. So
right, a lot of the shit is strategy. You guys got to understand that. Not everyone's being straight up and down. I'm not saying he's being disingenuous, but like, yeah. And even me, I'll do that. I'll amplify certain parts of my personality or my takes just to get a rise out of people. I'm guilty of that too. But yeah, that's what it is.
Actually did the punch machine here in NY in a 3-piece suit with a bow tie and limited my movement. Why are we not hearing the score, Mr. Bailey?
He said he took a pic.
We are omitting the score in our deposition.
Send it to Marco, homie. We won't. You don't need to make it public, but send him. If you took a picture of it, send it in.
He's no good. When did he tell me he's no good? I don't remember that. Oh, when he had when we got into the little thing. Ness is the biggest boxing podcaster. He is one of them. I think Showbiz is probably the biggest, but Ness is definitely top 3. Well, what would we say? Like Ness, Blue Blood, and Showbiz, right?
Yeah, to my knowledge, they have the largest following.
That guy Malachi does pretty well.
Coach, yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with him. I like
Again,
him.
all these platforms, I feel that, not to be arrogant, but I feel I just outgrew them, like, because they're more, I don't know, they appeal to the masses, I guess. That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so he says 800, and then let the evidence show. Then he says this: there's inconsistencies in his deposition. I'm using probably the wrong words. I'm just trying.
Yeah, no, you got it.
You know where I'm going with it.
Right.
You should have taken a video then, sir. Marco going to be like, you acquired his, huh? Yayan, that sounds mad gay. You're a loser, Yayan. I only called him loser because that's his catchphrase.
That's his, yeah.
To the dude on the panel, Ness, my brother. I didn't mean he's a hater per se. I said it in a joking way. We're telling him now. We're telling him, Johnny. You're going to lose your scalp and your friendship with Ness over this. Solidus was on IBFP yesterday, but Ashy got cooked.
I don't know what the fuck was he talking about.
I don't know what that is either. That's probably another room.
He's some dude we was on the panel with. They were arguing. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, you were arguing.
So who was Ashy? Is he calling you Ashy or the other dude?
Nah, there's a guy on the panel named Ashy. They were arguing on the panel yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So he's referring to that for whatever reason. I don't know why he said that, but yeah.
No, I am not, Dwayne. Ness also burns bridges. He don't give a fuck. That's why I fuck with him.
Well,
you got to get evidence and needs to be authenticated. All right. What's up, Yayan? Why are you so quiet? Thanks to Ness.
I just got off of work and I was just waiting.
No, Samurai's moving silence. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, you gotta stay stealthy, low key.
What's the topic for today?
All kinds of shit. Oh, Alberto's here. Mr.
I just want to say
what's up, player?
That was a great panel last night.
It was dope. Yeah, we were chopping game. We weren't talking boxing, but we were chopping it up.
Yeah, it was. I was tired as fuck. I don't know if you guys could tell. I had a long day. I was like, but I still did it. Marco, you deserve your podcast license revoked for letting Ness talk down Hagler. He didn't talk down Hagler. He said the truth, which is Hagler had 2 losses. He did. Now, here's the problem, Mo. I could have swore one of those losses was controversial and he shouldn't have lost. Mo, you might know, but I didn't have the time to research it. Is that true, or were both of those legit losses that he had early in his career? You tell me, Mo.
So I thought he only lost to Ray Leonard.
He had 2 losses early in his career, and then he grabbed the bull by the horns and went crazy with it. Talk to us, Mo. Talk to us. School us.
Okay, so if anybody didn't see, one Nestor P. Gibbs went on a rant about how Hagler.
Hey, chill out, Mo.
It's dubious that Hagler got into the Hall of Fame because he had 2 losses in the first 3 years of his career.
I didn't hear him say that. I just heard him say that. People think that the other guys from back in the day were so much better than these guys, but Hagler had 2 losses early, which can obviously be matched with but they also fought 2 to 3 times more people back then than they do now. But go ahead.
Yeah, but let me put it into context. The context that he woefully was enabled to by his own ineptitude is that Hagler falsified his birth certificate so that he could go pro at 16 years old. So imagine a teenage Hagler going to Philadelphia, which was the mecca of middleweight boxing, and fighting grown-ass men, like just being thrown to the wolves, like raw meat thrown to the wolves. He fought Willie the Worm Monroe, lost in a competitive decision, came back, fought Boogaloo Watts. Well, he was robbed. He was famously robbed in that decision. He came back. He fought William Monroe once, beat him in a competitive decision, and then he fought him. He rematched him again a third time in the rubber match and brutally knocked him out. Like, you can go see the footage.
So
He knocked
I
him out. It
remember
wasn't
that.
even competitive.
So you're
Destroyed
saying
him.
one of those fights he should have won.
One of those fights he should have won. And then not only that,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
for 2 or 3 years further down in his career, he fought Boogaloo Watts again, destroyed him. Like not even competitive.
People don't
destroyed
realize
him.
back in the day, like Sugar Ray Robinson lost to Jake LaMotta, then he ended up fighting him 5 more times. Like, people got their get back with interest back then.
Okay, and not only did he destroy Boogaloo Watts, he destroyed him. And then when he became champion, he made him his fucking sparring partner, bro. That's how much he sunned this dude that got one bullshit victory on him.
Okay, there we go. So I was right. I remember saying that. I'm sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure one of those was controversial. But
Marco,
people lose. What's up?
did you guys end up having Hamza Sheeraz on the show? I know Ness was saying if you guys got to 11.
I asked him a couple questions myself. Yeah, Hamza. Yep, I'm going for Hamza. I think Hamza's going to win. 81% knockout ratio. Very impressive.
But his chin, Marco, like those like Middle Eastern chins aren't like, they're kind of questionable.
Whoa.
Oh, that's racist.
Whoa.
That was crazy.
Middle Eastern chins.
Like Amir Khan.
Well, that's one. And Amir Khan, I hate to break it to you, is from Pakistan or England, one of the two, and neither
That's
of
the
those are
Middle East. Pakistan, not the Middle East?
No.
What is it?
Asia, like North something Asia.
Marco, that's the Middle East.
Yeah, that's the Middle East.
Pakistan is not considered the Middle East.
Okay, so you're saying like Iran, Israel, Palestine.
Yeah, that's not the Middle East. I'll look it up right now. Is Pakistan in the Middle East?
It's by the Arabian Sea.
No, it's not. Like I thought. It is South Asia, like I said. Yeah. No, it's not the Middle East. I'm not a moron. That's why they say Indians and Pakistanis, because they are considered Asian.
Wait, so what are they a mix of then? Like
probably
Pakistan used to be part of India, if you didn't know that, Alberto.
Yeah.
So India, what are they a composure of? Like Asians and
so
what?
India has like dozens of ethnic groups in it. That's why they broke up into a bunch of different countries.
A lot of native, whatever were there is probably the majority of it, right?
Yeah, so think of it like the Balkans, Marco. Like all those after the fall of the Soviet Union, that is the exact same thing happened in India. And they had huge wars, and to this day, Pakistanis and Indians do not get along.
Right. Yeah, so no, it's not in the Middle East. But I get what you're saying.
It's people's history.
You're thinking that because of the darker skin, the complexion. Did they have a similar look to Middle Eastern, to Arabs and stuff? But
I thought that my whole life, bro.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm sorry that the Indiana school system failed you. I'm just playing.
Well, apparently the California one did too. But no, I don't know, man.
No, but I get why you would think that, because they do have similar features and skin tone and all that. But
for what it's worth, Marco, Sheeraz himself is also Pakistani. So not to get all race sciencey here like Dr. Alberto, but he is also Pakistani.
So I just want to say, who you got? I know you got Sheeraz, but percentage.
Who, me or Mo?
You.
Percentage-wise? 60-40. Sheeraz.
Basically 50-50 then.
No, 60-40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. Huh?
Okay. I think Sheeraz's height and his power and his patience.
But he don't like use his height to his benefit though.
I mean, sometimes he's not like Fondora where he never uses it, but he uses it.
Marco, did you?
Oh, go ahead.
What's up?
Did you see his fight against Adames?
I did. Yeah.
He was
Adames won, right?
Yeah, he was fighting like he was tentative.
It was a draw.
Yo, J-Bone, your boy Edgar is either going to prove he's NYC worthy in this fight, and if he does, I want him to. I want to have a New York fighter on top. I'm not even hating on him. I want him. I just don't think it's going to happen. See, I'm not being I'm not letting my New York bias go through because I would love to see Edgar on top. So if it happens, see, that's why this fight I'm excited. It's a win-win for me. If he loses, I'll be like, okay, I called it. You know what I saw was there. But if he wins, dope. We got a hometown fucking rising star in the making. Either way, Sheeraz is way too upright, stepping out of the. I don't think Berlanga hits that hard. And look, I really don't think. Do we? Okay, all of us in here. Do we consider?
I think he hit hard enough.
Do we consider Berlanga an actual knockout puncher? Meaning, when I say knockout, hold on though. When I say knockout puncher, I mean every fight he's in, there's a great chance he'll knock somebody out. Do we consider him that?
With that being said, yes, I think he has like, I think in any fight he can knock anybody he fight out.
How has he shown that after his first 17, which is amazing? But how has he shown that since then?
To me,
like, I'll put you this way: it as incredible as he looked in his first 17, and I don't know if anybody's ever done that. It's also equally as incredible statistically that he goes from that to almost no knockouts. It's a weird, extreme flip flop.
Yeah, Marco, it was a step up in competition, wasn't it?
Yeah, but his punches don't even look hard. Like to me, like he doesn't look like he has power to me when he throws.
I'm gonna just be fair. You say that about a lot of people.
Yeah, well, not a lot, but some. Yeah. What's up, Alberto?
I don't think he has like destructive power like that. I think it's more like he's like a big boy for like 168. So like he's fighting dudes that are way smaller than him. So it seems that he's not like Tank. You know, Tank's naturally a smaller guy and he's knocking out dudes bigger than him.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, Berlanga is. I don't know how he makes weight because that's. I mean, he's putting on almost 40 fucking pounds.
Dude coming up from 160. So even though he's the taller fighter, he technically is a smaller fighter.
Yeah. And how the fuck did Sheeraz make 154 when he first turned pro at 6'4"? That's wild. I don't know how the fuck he did that.
Something to take into account, Marco, is that the British Boxing Commission is way, way more stricter apparently about weight cuts, and they do like weight checks throughout the build up to the fight. So you can say that, but obviously if he's done it up to that point, he certainly must be able to make weight comfortably because they let him fight. So,
well, we're gonna have to wait and see. What's up?
Not to cut you off, but ain't this his first fight at 168?
I believe it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was 154, then he did 160, and even at 160, that's why he was claiming he didn't look as good against Adames because he was drained. I don't know. He swore that his power is going to go up now. Of course, he's going to say that. Only time will tell if it's true. But I think he's going to beat Berlanga. And I think he's going to beat him easily. Meaning, like, I don't think it's going to easily, maybe not easily. It's going to be no question at the end of the fight who won. I'll put it that way. I'm not saying he's going to beat his ass, kick the shit out of him, but it'll be no question, in my opinion.
Let me ask you guys this question, because this is what put in my crystal ball here. The Turkey plan appears to be whoever wins this, they're fighting for a bite at the apple of Canelo in the future if it gets to that. Do you think either of these guys really deserve another Canelo fight?
You mean between Berlanga and Sheeraz?
Correct.
I mean, Sheeraz does if he wins, but why would Berlanga deserve another fight? I mean, maybe he wants another parade.
Berlanga sucks.
Why would I don't like Puerto Ricans?
Yeah, Berlanga sucks. No offense.
I don't know. I don't like Puerto Ricans from Bushwick. They stink.
Why do Puerto Ricans talk so much?
Go ahead.
Why do Puerto Ricans talk so much like crap? Like,
we got a Brit in here. Where are you from?
I'm from the England.
Thank you. What part? What area?
London.
London. Dope. So you're going for Sheeraz, I assume.
To be honest, I'm going for Sheeraz because I don't think Edgar Berlanga fought very timid in that fight with Canelo. He was scared of him. So as far as I'm concerned, I sense weakness in him. So I'm not picking him to win.
That's what I'm saying. But Sheeraz is a little. One thing about Sheeraz, I'll say, I don't think he's as aggressive as he should be. He needs to step up the pace a little. Step up, get that eye of the tiger a little more.
Hamza Sheeraz is just a taller Amir Khan with a bad chin. He lost his last fight against Carlos Adamas. Clearly, don't know why they scored it a draw. He lost it quite wide, and he's terrible in that fight. And he's scared to move up to light heavyweight. He's too big to be super middleweight. So as far as I'm concerned, he's never going to be a world champion. No, that's just my opinion. And also, I'm not racist or anything, but Pakistani people have terrible genetics for boxing.
That's what I said, Marco.
Just that's the definition of being racist.
Oh, that's racist.
Well, not genetics. I would just say their chin. I don't.
I'm not racist, but white people stink. All right, whatever. I mean, I don't know. We don't have that many examples of Pakistani fighters. We just have Khan, right? Throughout history. Who am I missing?
Naseem. So he was from
Naseem's not Pakistani. Naseem is from Yemen.
Really?
Yeah, his family's from Yemen, Middle East.
Okay.
And his chin wasn't, well, he would go down, but his was more because he's fucking moving, going, like, he would, if he wasn't so unorthodox, he wouldn't have gone down.
So
what'd you say, Ian?
I said Khan was from Pakistan.
Khan's family is from Pakistan. Khan's from England.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's Pakistani by ethnicity. Yep.
Yeah, your race matters in boxing. You know, your genetic raw material matters, whether people want to admit it or not. Some races have better chins, and some races have not only better chins but good boxing IQ and coordination. You know, and stuff like that. So this is.
I want to ask, like, if y'all had to guess, like, which race had the most wins in boxing?
Which race has the most wins in boxing?
Yeah.
Which race has the most wins in boxing? That's an interesting question. I would say, okay.
Jewish.
No, I would say Caucasian. Caucasian, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Historically, maybe because black people weren't allowed to fight for like the first fucking 40 years, but no, it's black people are the most. Didn't we do this recently? Right? Black people have the most.
No, you guys are wrong. This is historical. I will die on this hill. You guys are wrong. It has to do with demographics. It has to do with the way the tide of boxing history has moved. Like, there weren't a lot of Latin fighters in the 40s and 50s, but then in the 60s and 70s there were.
No, we did something now. We looked at the top 10 or 20 pound for pound fighters, and we looked at like what race every one of them was, and I believe the majority were black, right? Of the top like 20 current. Back in the day, you're right. Yeah, back in the day, you're right. I mean, again, black people weren't even allowed to barely even fight much until the 50s is when they really started. You know, so it's
that's because of the Shibaku experiment in 1905 with West Africans and African Americans. That's why they became boxers. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, and you know, I believe that races. I don't believe there's some are better chins or whatever, but I do believe that there's styles, and it's not genetic in my opinion. It's just what's taught. Like Soviets, Europeans have a very clear style. That's what's taught to them. Mexicans obviously have a very famous, come forward, they do what they do. And then you got the quote, slick black fighter, and that's generally Americans, right? Fight like that. Or maybe Brits too.
Americans have a terrible gas tank, but are very, how can I say, confident technical, but their gas tank is known to not be very good.
You ever seen Marvin Hagler?
Yeah, that's far and few between though. Far and few between. For example, I'm an amateur boxer. And I've basically faced 10 Americans, and they've all had terrible conditioning because of the way they're trained. They're not trained like the only boxer that I know in America that's trained very well is Terence Crawford, but he has a European conditioned style. His conditioning is trained like how Europeans are trained because he obviously wants to be the best. But outside of that, most Americans are trained with. Most Black Americans are trained by Black trainers, and those American trainers are not basically. They focus too much on sparring, and they don't focus on heavy conditioning. I don't know why.
The key is obviously to balance both of those. You know, get a nice serving of both of those. That's what you're supposed to do.
I'll give you a good example of that, Marco, what you're talking about how it's less to do with like race and all these things. Like in Mexico, for instance, Mexico has like a warrior culture, but in Mexican boxing, the fighters that are considered the best are usually the fighters that are from either the capital, which is Mexico City, or the mountainous regions, because they're people that grew up at really, really high elevation. So, for instance, Marco Antonio Barrera, famously had a great gas tank against Eric Morales. And where was he from? Born and raised, grew up in Mexico City. So
and he was from an affluent family too.
Correct, Mundo.
Mo, you're wrong.
Dope. What?
No, he's wrong because he's saying that only people like in mountainous terrains can like have a good gas tank. But
I'm not saying that only them, but I'm saying that that's what they're known for. Like Salvador Sanchez, for instance, he was from a mountainous place.
Marco, he's wrong because most of the best boxers are from like a coastal city, like by the beach, from Culiacan, Sinaloa.
Well, that's just one, which is Chavez. Who else?
No, that's like where most boxers come from, like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Others.
Only one I've ever heard from Culiacan is Chavez.
The only one I've ever heard is from Culiacan.
It's on their race as well, because Canelo Alvarez is Caucasian and he has a good center of gravity, which most Mexicans don't have. So you have to mention that as well.
I'm gonna give the UK dude a little bit of pushback, Marco, because he's saying that they're conditioned better. But I saw the fight. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago with Galal Yafai, and he ran out of gas in like the 4th round against the Mexican dude, who eventually went on to drop him in the 12th and just beat him up throughout the whole fight.
Right. You know, I don't believe genetics play a role in being a good fighter. I've always been a huge proponent of nurture versus nature in general. It's also like boxing. Remember, guys, and I'm not the only one who says this, boxing is 90% mental. So if it's 90% mental, that has 90% of it nothing to do with your fucking genetics. That's to do it up here.
Word. But can I say this to kind of back up the UK guy's point? I've been out for a while. I'm back home. Like what it goes by what you're taught. So I say that to say, like, culturally, you know, the Russian fighters, the Soviet fighters grew up in very harsh conditions. So that would give them a different mentality. And I think, is it Paulie Malignaggi? One of them speaks to this. Yeah, it's just a different culture. So whatever your environment is going to form, you know, who your teacher is, and then what gets passed down to you.
Russians always look like this. Like that's generation upon generation of hard fucking living. My mother is from a communist country, born and raised. Like I speak the language. I go there every fucking summer. I used to, at least. I see what they're like, and you're absolutely right. Hard living creates different things. That's why most fighters in America are from the fucking hood. Because the hood where I grew up too, that's hard fucking living. That's absolutely true. But it's a fight sport.
Nail on the head, homie.
Fighting sport. But you do have the exceptions, like Barrera. You know, you do have people who grew up affluent. You know, even Devin Haney, he didn't grow up in the fucking streets or whatever, but he's still a good fighter.
Yeah, I didn't grow up in. I'm a boxer. I didn't grow up in a heavy environment. I come from a rich family. I live in a big house, and I have a boxing ring in my garden. I've been boxing since I was forced to box. Actually, maybe you can call it abuse, but I was forced to box by my father. He did. To be honest, he did. I told him I didn't want to do boxing when I was 6, and he punched me in the face. So now I'm a boxer, but I can kind of do what I want because I'm taller than him, I'm bigger than him. So I just told him to F off. And,
Yo, who is the British? Who's the British bruv on the panel?
Who is he?
Sorry?
He didn't say his name, but I mean,
what can we call you, our new British friend?
My name's Alejandro. That's my name.
Are you white, black? What are you?
I'm basically the same as Canelo Alvarez. I'm a white Mexican, but I'm half English as well.
Wait, that's fucking confusing.
Wait, what?
So you're half British, half Mexican?
half white Mexican, half British. Yeah.
You sound black to me. Was it just me?
Yeah. Yeah. I sound really. Do I?
Is it just me, guys? Does he sound like he's a black British guy, or is it just me?
No, I'm not black.
Maybe he was saying the racist shit. I'm like, he has to be black to say that, because when white people saying that, will get crucified.
I actually think that I'm stronger than most black people. That's just my opinion. I'm
stronger than most people in general too. But to me, it's not about the race. I was just a strong guy, considering that I have a thin frame.
What I was trying to say is I don't think black people are as strong as white people, but I think they are faster and have more power, but they're not stronger, in my opinion. They don't have the genetics.
I can't back that up. I think it's all relative to the specific person.
Think so? Yeah. Or their wrists are smaller. Black people are smaller wrists. Their heads are smaller, and they have smaller ankles.
Yeah.
What?
Their hands are also smaller as well. Like, I tested it. Basically,
what?
I'm obsessed with like bone structure and stuff like that, because I'm someone that doesn't like to lose. So when I'm in my boxing gym, because there's a lot of black guys in my boxing gym who are like African and Caribbean, I kind of, when I'm wrapping my hands, I kind of look at them and look at their hands and I compare them to mine. And I've come up with a theory that white guys, where our hands and our wrists are thicker and bigger than a lot of black guys. We're just bigger than black guys.
Our hands are bigger than black. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
People are known for having big hands.
You think so?
Yes.
Wow.
That's like a known.
Briggs comes to mind.
Michael Jordan. Like, are you Michael? Come on. Nah, black people have big fucking hands. That's a known fact.
I don't know if he's trolling now, Marco.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe the wrist and the ankles, because this went in a direction I didn't anticipate, but I'm here for it. Maybe the wrists and the ankles, you might have a point, because and again, I'm going to go back to, like you say, genetics. Like, you have to sprint, more through the savannah. You know what I mean? To catch the prey or whatever, going way back. So, and then
what happened?
CJ.
So that does make some sense.
We just missed the last like 10 seconds.
Okay, I'm cutting out. I was just saying that Europeans were mixed with Neanderthals, so they were definitely more sturdy based on the bone structure. In that regard, the hands I disagree with, but maybe the wrists and the ankles you might have a point. But I'd rather redirect. Let's get off of that.
Yeah. That's I don't agree with any of that. But
one thing I will add to the race science conversation is that I've spoken about this before. For instance, I am Mexican. I am full-blooded Mexican. Both of my parents are Mexican. We come from native people, so consequently, Mexican people, they tend to be lean towards the shorter side, the stockier side. So that's why, how many Mexican heavyweights have you ever heard of? Like one, and the dude was fucking massively rotund. He wasn't exactly fucking Hercules.
Well, Mexican, right? Oh, the other one too. What the fuck's his name? The guy with the smushed nose. What the hell's his name?
Andy Ruiz, Chris Arreola.
Chris
Arreola. But I don't know. I don't think Arreola was ever a full champ.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever won a full title. He is Mexican, but I don't think he won a full title.
Yeah, he's a paisa from LA.
Yeah.
Shout out the Nightmare.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that went in a weird direction, but fuck it.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. Kobe's like, what I just walk into?
Yeah, but not all Mexicans are the same, because my Mexican family has 0% indigenous blood, and we're what I call the real Mexicans.
Who's Mexican on your side?
You should just call yourself Spanish then.
Yeah, you definitely not a real Mexican, brother.
Don't you have to be indigenous to be Mexican?
Yeah,
that's kind of the whole point. Yeah, you're just Spanish then.
There's two types of Mexicans, and I've had like a lot of debates about this with other Mexicans. So the indigenous ones are just Aztecs, and you have ones like me, which basically look like Canelo Alvarez, and that's what you find. In my opinion, the ones like me are the real Mexicans, because
whoa, okay,
we're not
historically that's definitely not true. Yeah,
we don't cut your TV off.
Wait. So you're half white and you're half red-headed Mexican? Is that what you're telling us?
Half Spanish, basically. What the bite is Mexican.
Yeah, that's what I said. Spanish. You're just white with different types of white. White mixed with white.
Yeah, but when you talk about Mexican people, you're not talking about my Mexican. We're usually talking about the Native American Aztec Mexican. What I'm trying to say.
Okay. See, I have questions, but I don't want to turn this upside down. You got it,
Mark,
Yeah.
CJ, ask the questions, please.
No,
Yeah, I'll
you
answer
got
it for
it.
you, CJ.
You're in the
Guys,
position. You're in a better
guys,
position than
the
me.
community here. Any of you guys get offended by this shit? Let me know, because I don't know. I don't know if he's crossing lines or not. I can't really tell. You guys let me know, okay?
Well, for me particularly, I don't find it offensive. I just think it's wrong, like on an academic, on
Yeah,
an
he doesn't seem like
academic
he's being
plane.
disrespectful. He seems like he's, but
No.
I don't know the fucking, I'm
No.
not Mexican. I don't.
I'll give our British friend grace simply because the race question has been something that's like a big part of Mexican culture for like since the country's inception. But the more widely accepted notion is that Mexican to be Mexican is to be like literally like the melting pot. That is the national identity of what it is to be Mexican is the melting pot. Like it's part
Yeah,
native, part
Marco.
French. Like, dude, we got invaded by like fucking half a dozen countries.
What's up?
Yeah, I think this dude's more Spaniard, but he's trying to jack Mexican because he's like in the boxing scene. So he, like when you think about Marco, like this dude's probably European. Like I wouldn't consider him Mexican, in my opinion.
So that means Canelo Alvarez is not Mexican, according to your logic, because Canelo Alvarez, whether you want to accept it or not, has no indigenous blood. There's no way in hell.
Have you seen Canelo's brother? Have you seen Canelo's brothers?
Yeah, you can see his structure. He looks indigenous in his facial structure. Just his coloring is off.
Yeah, Canelo doesn't have colored eyes. Either.
Oh, his eyes are dark?
Yeah, he has like regular brown eyes.
Marco, I have cousins. I have people in my family that are as dark or darker than me, and they have like colored eyes, like blue eyes, hazel eyes, green eyes. So it's just a melting pot type of thing. It's not, If you look at Canelo's brother, he literally looks exactly like Canelo, except like
Marco. Also, to push back on dude's stance, tell him to look up Brandon Figueroa. That's a Mexican, and he has blue eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell him he's right here.
For me, like, a Mexican I've met because of the one drop rule is pretty much a black person in my opinion, because they are like mixed with black. A lot of Mexicans, like African. Like, I have a friend from Diego. He took the 23andMe, and they said he was 10% black. And I said to him, "You're black," and he got angry. And I said, "You are, because of the one drop rule." So
well, that's not something. Let me tell you like this. I think I'm the only black. Oh no, me and Yayin. No, but I have some age on them, so I understand the subject you're talking about. We don't accept that. That was something imposed, by white slave owners to keep their shit pure and exclusive. But we don't accept the one drop rule. So I mean, you can go with that if you want, but that just shows kind of your mentality.
I've never even heard that before.
But you have to admit that a lot of Mexicans do have black in them, and it's quite significant, right? You do understand.
True?
Yeah, but how does 10% of something make you 100% that thing? Mathematically, it doesn't make sense, champ.
But I mean, if that Mexican in the South took a test and showed it to a white person, then their race would actually change to black.
Hey, by their standards, but we don't accept that. I don't know how Mexicans feel about it. I don't accept it. And the black people I know don't accept that.
Can I jump in real quick? So he said that white or the European or whatever, I think he said Caucasian race has like superior bone density, structure, and all that. So is there like a superior race, like genetically, in your opinion?
Oh my God.
Alberto.
For certain sports, I wouldn't say superior, but what I will say is different. So obviously, black people like West Africans, Caribbeans, African Americans have fast twitch muscle fibers. That's evident because the fastest man in the world, 9 times out of 10, is from Jamaica or West Africa or America.
Ethiopia, actually.
Yeah, and not really Ethiopia, in my opinion. Ethiopians have good stamina, but they don't have that real fast twitch muscle fiber. But they are. That's why Mike Tyson was knocking people out like he did. He has the fast twitch muscle fibers. They have a higher bone density. But bone density doesn't mean your bones look bigger. It just means your bones can look small, but the density inside of it makes you weigh more. That's why at my weight I look skinny, but when you weigh me, I'm over 100 kilograms, and people are shocked. It's because of my bone density.
What does that translate to? I've been out of college for a little bit, but can you transfer kilograms to pounds for our American ignorant people?
Something like that, right?
Oh, my weight.
Yeah, like 225.
I'm 108 kilograms, so that's 238 pounds.
238. Okay, I was close. Yeah.
But I'm 6
How tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Jesus Christ, you're a 6'6" white Mexican.
Crazy. Yeah.
What the fuck is from England? Are you fucking with us?
No, I'm not.
Holy shit. Well, okay. God bless. You got superior.
No, what did they call Maximus and Gladiator? They called him the Spaniard, as full as a gladiator out here.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, I don't. I actually can't speak Spanish. Both of my parents are very English. Like they grew up in this culture. They pretty much. My mom is Mexican. She barely even spoke it. Yeah.
Who's the greatest British boxer of all time? In your opinion?
British boxer of all time.
There's only one answer.
I don't know about that.
Lennox.
Well, no, let's see what he says. I'm curious what he thinks.
I think the greatest British boxer of all time would have to be Tom Cribb.
Who the fuck is that?
The first ever heavyweight champion ever.
Oh, you mean back before the Marcus of Queensberry rules?
Yeah, he fought, that black fighter, Tom Molyneux? I don't know if you know the story of Tom. The first ever heavyweight title fight in the 1700s was by Tom Molyneux, an Englishman, and Tom Molyneux, a black American slave. It was the biggest fight ever.
Boxing started in England. Okay, so who's the second best? Give us somebody at least in the 1900s.
Yeah, more contemporary.
Second best.
This dude said the first fighter ever. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
that's his
opinion. Got his
there's no
history.
footage, so we have no idea what he looked like. You know, That's why, like, I don't say John L. Sullivan, even though John L. Sullivan should be mentioned but there's no footage at all.
Yeah, he started the lineage.
Right.
Yeah, It's hard to answer that, to be honest.
So, okay, who'd you go for, Conor Benn or Eubank Jr. when they fought?
I thought Conor Benn won that fight.
But who were you going for?
Oh, Conor Benn. Yeah.
Okay. You thought he won? Nah,
I thought he won, yeah. Even Usyk thought he won. I watched that fight, and I thought he won that fight, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he lost, but
that's not a terrible take.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it was close, but I thought he lost. But it was also a mismatch. You know, Conor Benn was just a way smaller person.
Yeah.
I know Conor Benn's doctor in real life, and I'm not gonna basically go too much in detail, but he was on the juicy carrots in that fight.
Conor Benn was?
Yeah, Conor Benn was.
After everything he just went through, he did it again?
I'm not going to say any more than that, but I know his doctor, and I know when someone's on something, and he was on it.
And juicy carrots sounds very...
Fruity.
Yeah, pause.
V8. He was on that V8. That's all he means.
Wow. Okay. Who does England think is a better fighter? Nigel Benn or Chris Eubank Sr.?
Nigel Benn.
Nigel? It's weird. Nigel was a better fighter, yet Chris Eubank beat Nigel. Weird. Those are great fights, though. Yeah, those are great fighters. My second favorite boxer of all time is a Brit. Well, you know, a Middle Eastern Brit, but he's a Brit, which is Prince Nassim.
Yeah, it's a shame he retired when he lost.
Retired at 28. 28 years old, I believe.
A lot of background noise, Marco.
Yeah, whose background noise?
Oh, my fault.
God damn it, Yayan.
He's at the warehouse, Marco.
I thought I was muted. I'm actually at home.
God damn it,
You're breathing hard as hell, boy.
American fighters that train in Europe, more specifically Eastern Europe as well as the UK, are the ones that will go further in the sport. You know, if you want to go further in the sport, if you're an American fighter, you need to go to Russia, you need to go to England, Ireland, and because that's where everyone's going to basically spar people.
How many fights have you had?
I've had 25 amateur fights, and I'm turning pro in 4 months.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Oh, you're
What the
young.
fuck?
You sound Jesus. You sound like a fucking grown man. Well,
Yeah, of
cool.
course. That's because I've been on steroids since I was 15.
Are you really on steroids?
I'm off at the moment, but you know, every boxer that's on it has been on it. I mean, I've been on like some Psalms when I was younger. Dad put me on it, you know.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll say one thing about you. At least
Okay,
you're
so
honest.
this dude, like,
least
for
he's
real.
honest.
This is the wild. Yeah, I can't believe this.
So you just basically confirm that every boxer takes a form of steroids?
Well, he doesn't know every boxer.
I don't
I'm
know.
just
I
saying.
can't really speak for myself, but if I don't know, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like.
So
You know.
okay, you obviously know other boxers, right? So what about them?
As I said before, I know Conor Benn's doctor, and that doctor is the same. There's a loads of boxers, including Tyson Fury, who use that doctor. I mean, Tyson Fury was already popped for what is it? Nandrolone. Canelo Alvarez was popped for Clen. He's banned for 6 months, and also everyone in his camp is using. So Canelo has also been on testosterone for years. That's why his hairline is going. Anthony Joshua has testosterone exemptions. The only clean fighter that I know of is Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has not taken anything, and I have proof of that. But 90% of all other boxers, Gennady Golovkin, Canelo, Jerome Miller, who else? Yeah, most of the top guys, they are using something, and they're able to get around it, as I've been able to get around it in my amateur bouts, you know.
So, bruv, you brought up Canelo's hairline. Are you implying that Marco is suffering from past steroid use?
No.
That's
So
a low blow, man.
I'm
no.
just fucking with you.
So hairline, most men will lose their hair, but Canelo, I have other proof that he's been on stuff, and everyone in his camp has been popped for it. You know, so if everyone in his camp's getting popped for it, you really think the biggest star in boxing wouldn't be on it? Of course he's on it.
Vlogs is punching the air right now, somewhere.
You know, he kind of sounds like Anthony Joshua, doesn't he?
A little bit.
Are you from the same area where he's from?
No. Anthony Joshua is from Watford. I'm from South London, but Watford is not even in London. It's like on the edge of London.
Close your eyes, guys. Does he not sound like Joshua to you?
No, that's why he sounds like a younger.
I could hear it.
Joshua. He sounds like a black.
Maybe this is Anthony. Well, if it's really you, Anthony, you can join in the chat. If it's not,
you can't load up, mate.
Wait, I have a question for our British friend.
Yeah, I was going to ask him if
go ahead.
Sparred any heavyweights we would know about, but go ahead. Well.
No, you good. Your important. Your question is more important.
Have you sparred any heavyweights that we would know?
Yeah, I have.
Who?
I've sparred Alexander Usyk. I've sparred Tyson Fury.
Do you have footage?
No, I don't have footage of that, but I have. I have basically trainers that have used my footage as like studying for different bouts and things like that, and it circulates to different gyms. I've also.
Do you have anything that we could see like now on YouTube or
like
anything?
On YouTube?
There is clips of me on YouTube, but I'm anonymous because of everything I've mentioned. I've mentioned the PEDs and all of that. But once I have my first couple of bouts, you will know who I am because you'll recognize my voice and everything. But I don't want to get in trouble. But that's just how I am. I'm just quite open and honest person.
Okay.
No, and I appreciate that, but let me give you a little bit of pushback on something you said a few minutes ago. You said if American fighters want to elevate to the next level, they should be going to the UK and especially Eastern Europe. If that's the case, then why aren't fighters from those regions? And I guess to an extent they are, but why aren't they just outright dominant over American fighters if they have the best styles and techniques and training methods?
Great question, CJ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first and foremost, if we're talking about heavyweights, then you pretty much defeated your own argument because
I said to a extent, yeah, you got Usyk, but I mean, every division. That's just all throughout. You feel me?
Oh, every division. Well,
not every, but the majority. If what you're saying is true, I would expect that Eastern European fighters would be, the champions or the dominant force at most divisions, not just heavyweight. And shout out to Usyk. I got nothing against him, but you feel me? Like if it's the techniques and the methods, then that should translate to, it should be a trickle down effect.
Yeah, well, you have to understand there's marketability, and the fact that being an American means you're able to get signed with certain promoters and you're able to get fights. No one wants to watch a Polish person. No one wants to watch a boring English person because, the truth is a lot of Americans don't understand the English accent. It's like listening to another language sometimes for some Americans. So no one wants to push anyone from Europe, let alone the UK. Obviously, an American is going to get more carte blanche to, get the fights that they want. But you also have, other fighters which are dominating the scene, like Canelo. Canelo Alvarez is Mexican, he's not American. But I do agree with your sentiment. Most Americans do have an advantage in the marketability, and that's what hurts American boxing. We know American referees, they stop fights very quickly. They favor American fighters. There's such thing as American boxing, which a lot of times is fixed and unfair. People who have been accused of that: Floyd Mayweather, Devin Haney. He lost to Lomachenko, and they gave him the fight. He lost that fight clearly. Other fighters as well. So we already know fighting in America is pretty much a death sentence. No one wants to fight in America because it's fixed and unfair. I don't want to fight.
Interesting, but it is the case, and I think you would agree that when these domestic level fighters, like they may dominate in the UK and Ireland, wherever the fuck, but when they step up their competition and come out here, and maybe you're just going to say, that's because it's fixed, but when they step up their level of competition outside of the domestic arena, they tend not to fare well, my opinion.
Yeah, that depends on who is stepping out. It depends on who. I think a lot of times the guys that do come over here are guys who are not very good. But if it was
Sonny Edwards got his ass whooped by Bam Rodriguez.
Well, Sonny was pretty good up until he wasn't.
Yeah, Word. I was thinking like Ricky Hatton, Amir Khan type thing.
I have a question for our British friends. Speaking of which, thank you, Alberto. Hey, why is it that Mexicans just go over there and just eat your guys' fucking lunch like every other day? What's up with that? Why does that happen?
Oh, what's that?
I didn't mean to gang up on the dude.
Every time I go on the zone, I see some Mexican beating up some poor British guy, and it's like, Jesus, dude. It's like, what's up with that? Why does that happen? Why do you think that's the case?
Mexican beating up a British guy? There's a lot of British guys that are not very good, not very good boxers. There's a lot of British fighters that are not good. But the thing is, when a good British fighter comes out of England, they're usually better than most American because of the way they're trained. Understand, England is smaller. America is way too big. It's way too big. The gyms are full of delusional trainers because Americans have this belief that because they're American, they're better than everyone. So naturally, a lot of them are narcissistic. Whereas in England, you don't have a high level of narcissistic trainers. They're just going to tell you what you need to do and be honest with you, and you'll be able to get there.
I mean, just historically, ain't Americans like the best, shown to be the best fighters?
Historically? Well, I mean, if we just right now try and name the top 10 pound-for-pound greats.
Like 7 is American.
Most of them will be American, I would say, right?
Or not even American, but they'll be from like the western part of the world, like America, Mexico.
Well, no, I mean, Sugar Ray Robinson is always there. Muhammad Ali is always there. Hagler.
Hearns.
You do get Chavez or Duran or two non-Americans who pop up. I mean, what other non-Americans can really qualify for the top 10? Chavez, Duran. Who else am I missing?
You might throw Lennox in there. It's arguable.
Not top 10 greats of all time. Right? Who?
Sure.
That's it. Right? The rest are all American.
Yeah, Alexander Usyk. There's never been an American heavyweight champion or boxer, an American boxer on the same level as Alexander Usyk.
What?
Like with the accolades, gold medalist. Undefeated.
I mean, technically he has a point because no heavyweight technically right now is better than Usyk right now, right? So
right now, but historically, no. I mean, I guess Holyfield didn't get the gold medal, but it's very similar. Undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight.
I'll do you one better. Muhammad Ali was a gold medalist, was a heavyweight champion. Joe Frazier was a gold medalist, heavyweight champion. George Foreman was a gold medalist, two-time heavyweight champion. So I don't know how that
Oscar.
really.
Yeah, but I think it was alluding to multiple divisions, so that's why I made the cruiserweight heavyweight comparison to Holyfield. But you got it. Yeah, that's a valid point.
Did they become undisputed?
Yes, they did become undisputed.
Well, back then there was no
In their
undisputed.
time.
Yeah, there was only one champion. To me, undisputed is a load of shit. Like, I don't put that much weight on it because to me it shouldn't be there. They're basically saying he beat number 1, number 2, number 3. Well, they should do that anyway. So you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, undisputed is a load of garbage. But people love it, and people use that as a barometer for their greatest fighters. I don't. But I do consider who they fought. But like the belts, yeah. But that's just me.
I feel you, Marco.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like back then, man, it was only one belt for the longest. I think this shit started in, I believe, the 80s, and they started splitting them up.
I thought it was like late 70s. You had the NYSAC, and you had who was the first one to come in?
NYSAC was even earlier. But yeah, okay, you could say late 70s maybe is when it started, even a little earlier, but it wasn't really recognized because at the time, both belts would always be up for grabs. It was never one of them would be like, you know what?
Split.
You didn't fight the mandatory. I want you to. I'm stripping you. They were always just together.
I got you.
Yeah. And then
This is a little off topic, but didn't they just try to make a new weight class?
Bridgerweight. It didn't really stick.
It didn't take off.
If you just have a weight division for dudes over 225, there's not going to be that many.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? It won't be that many. So you could do it.
I said that because I think they say only like 2 sanctioning bodies recognize that weight class.
Yeah, the WBC. I don't know who the other one is.
Riddick Bowe over Usyk. I don't know. I mean, look what he did to Joshua. And I know Joshua's no Riddick Bowe, but similar stature, same height. Joshua might even be a little taller. Same weight, power. Bowe is a better fighter, more experienced.
Peak versus peak. That's interesting.
But Holyfield gave Bowe a lot of trouble. Maybe Usyk would have.
He did. But he wasn't like.
Hey, honestly, Ambrose West has a point. He said if you disregard undisputed, then Crawford does not look that great.
Wait, who said that?
Ambrose West.
If you disregard undisputed, then Crawford does not look. No, what do you mean? He beat everyone.
I probably cut out. I was just saying that.
It's the competition you beat though.
Holy was more of a trader. He would bring the fight to the bigger fighter, whereas Usyk is more relying on the footwork and he's smart as fuck. But Holy.
We moved on to the Ambrose comment. He beat everybody, Crawford. He beat everybody in the division pretty much.
But he didn't fight like the top guys that he could have fought. I don't think it's
Who did he not fight? You feel me? You can't control who your competition is in your era.
When he went to 147, a lot of dudes you didn't want to fight him. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, you gotta take it for what it is.
Ooh,
I think
prime Tony versus Usyk. I might lean towards Tony because Usyk would have to come at Tony, which he's not used to doing.
Mm-hmm.
Tony will just stand in the middle and be like, "Well, I guess we're not going to fight. If you want to dance around, come in."
Yeah, I think a body shot would do Usyk in. He don't like those body shots.
Yeah, maybe Tony, and Usyk can't hurt Tony. Tony could definitely hit Usyk. Yeah, we've never seen Usyk. He's always the rabbit being chased. We've never seen him be the chaser.
I think
the rabbit.
James Tony.
What's that?
I think Usyk beats James Tony.
I knew you would have that take, but break it down.
Ain't Usyk bigger though?
He's a lot bigger. He's 6'3". Tony's 5'9", 5'10". I know Tony personally. He's shorter than me, but Tony was so successful against bigger guys. I don't know. That'd be a great fucking fight.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Marco, how big are you? How big is Tony? Like,
how big are you?
That sounded. Let me.
Oh, come on, man. What should I have said then?
That's what it sounded like.
Just how tall?
All right. I'm 5'11" and a half. I'm almost 6. I'm a little under it. Tony was I'd say he's about 5'10". Not much, barely shorter than me. Maybe an inch shorter. He might even be 5'10" and a half. He was not much than an inch shorter than me. And Roy Roy was also 5'10". Like Tony and Roy are the same exact height. I've been around both of them, and even when you see them, they're identical. So that's pretty short, Tony, for a heavyweight, but that was to his advantage because he has that waist movement. He's getting low like Lil Jon. You know what I mean? Staying low, moving around. That's hard for somebody who's 6'3" like Usyk to be trying to catch him. That's a dope time machine matchup.
Marco, what about a prime Fernando Vargas against a prime Sean Porter?
Oh, Jesus
like in your
Christ.
opinion?
Vargas.
Yeah, Ian, go in. Give me the AB question. Let's just make it a full circle here.
Right. Adrian Broner versus no, it's fine.
Vargas versus who'd you say, Alberto?
Sean Porter.
You've asked me that.
You know, it's crazy. I was the first one to ask that, and then you said Sean Porter, and that's why he always been on that little Vargas thing.
I do think Sean Porter. Actually, I don't know.
I think Sean Porter's a lot bigger than Vargas was.
It would be like
they fought in the same division, though.
It'd be like
they're both brawlers, so it's like who could take the better shot? I would say Fernando.
Vargas fought at 54 at one point. Porter never fought past 47 as a pro, at least.
That's true, but he cut a lot of weight though, and he's a very muscular for welterweight.
I've met Porter. I've talked to him, and he's legit 5'6" maybe.
He like 180 for sure.
Damn.
And Marco, also in my opinion, like Porter's resume is kind of suspect. Like he lost to Ugas, right? So they gave him the robbery against Ugas, but like who did he really beat? You know?
What?
He fought everybody.
He was known for fighting everybody, and then he had good showings versus great opponents.
Back into a corner. You know
his biggest win is probably Adrian Broner, though.
No, he beat the shit out of Paulie Malignaggi. Beat the shit out of him.
Like, come on, bro. Paulie
was a punching bag.
Like, come on, Paulie was.
No, Paulie was. How many people whooped Paulie's ass like that?
Adrian Broner.
AB.
Okay, who else?
No, that
Adrian Broner did not want Paulie.
What?
No.
So okay, let me just ask this.
Look at his face after Broner and after Porter.
He looked at the same. Like he was the Arturo Gatti of that time. But listen,
say Broner and Ian's fucking.
Let me just ask this one question.
Yeah. All right.
Was Adrian Broner? Was Paulie Malignaggi bigger than Adrian Broner? He's a bigger name than Adrian Broner.
No.
I would say no.
Thank you. Okay then. So how like?
What are you proving with that?
I'm with you. I'm like, wait, what? Like,
that means Sean Porter's biggest win is Adrian Broner.
Sean Porter's biggest win.
Oh, by name recognition? Okay, whatever. So we talked Vargas, we talked Broner. Now I'm gonna give you the real time machine matchup with my favorite. Mike Tyson versus fucking Godzilla, since y'all just want to go off the rails. No, I'm fucking with you, but yeah. Alberto had to get Vargas in. Yayan had to get AB in. It's all good.
These guys. Nah, man. Tyson's. There's a lot of fighters, man. Like him and Bo would have been dope.
So dope. A Brownsville brawl. They could have built it as that.
Yeah, that would have been dope.
But they said they wouldn't fight each other.
No, that's what they said. But then he changed. I've pointed this out. There's a famous video in 1990, like 4 or 5, when Tyson's just out of prison, and they go, "Would you fight Bo?" Because Bo was a champ at the time. He goes, "No, we're friends. We went to school together." Blah blah blah. Okay. Now there's a famous video from about 5 or 6 years ago where they're bringing up maybe even recently, Shakur and I guess it's Keyshawn, right, won't fight, and Tyson goes, "Nah." He's like, "No. The biggest gift you can give a friend is by fighting them because you both make money." And so he completely contradicted himself. But again, that's also age and maturity.
Wasn't that Floyd Zab though?
Huh?
He said that about Floyd Zab, didn't he?
No, but they fought.
Yeah, before that they said they wasn't gonna fight.
I don't remember that.
No, Marco, it didn't even take.
Your boy said Zab said that.
It didn't even take those 30 years. Like, I remember, I don't know if it was Danny Jacobs or whoever the fuck, but someone later in Tyson's career, he was like, yeah, the biggest gift you can give a friend is to give him the fight to help him take care of his family. So he reversed it. I got you. He reversed it. I don't know. It was like 2000, maybe 02. It was before Lennox. Anyway.
Yeah, but Mike always was like that. You never know what you was going to get. He's like,
what's going to come out of his mouth. That's why I like him. One of the reasons I like him.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a box of chocolates. You don't know. He just always free of his mind. Yeah,
Pause.
I like him too.
Yeah,
Paul.
it's not a true.
Sometimes he might be nutty. No, that was a Forrest Gump reference. That's before your time, Alberto, but I got it.
I was just saying calling a man a box of chocolates is a little crazy, but
This dude, CJ, forgive him. He don't know nothing.
I didn't say Marco. How big are you? Now let's pause. Who said Marco? How big are you? Ain't nobody saying that now, right? Huh? I said life is like a box of chocolates. I didn't say he was a box of chocolates.
Hold on, real quick. Big shout out to my man Rob, the Barbarian. Damn, we only got 1 out of 9. Or did I not even start the fucking thing? Well, let me hit you with the proper thank you.
Come again.
Come again.
Middleweight Tony
Come on.
versus middleweight Hopkins.
Give me Hopkins. Hopkins, UD.
I didn't. To his point, I mean, his question he said hashtag Philly shell battle. I don't think Hopkins really utilized the Philly shell like that. He was very defensive, but he wasn't rolling like that. No.
Hopkins has got to be the most boring fighter I've ever seen.
You hate Hopkins so much.
He's
so boring.
Fighter.
Hold on a second, real quick. Big shout out to my man, Extra Crispy 5-piece, Mo Brains. Excited to be in London next week. He's got tickets to the Usyk fight. Usyk will make that British bum, quit on his knees again. And I'll be watching from ringside with relish.
I think that's supposed to be a jab at the British guy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a jab. That's a jab at the British guy. Okay, well.
Fight's on the 19th, but so who is he picking to win?
He said
Usyk, who said Usyk's going to stop Dubois again.
I mean, and he probably is, but I'm actually going for Dubois, but I don't think
Usyk's not winning that fight. I've got some.
Who isn't?
Usyk's not winning that fight on July 19th. I've got some information.
British bias.
No. I was actually picking Usyk until last week when I found out something about Daniel Dubois' camp, and that's why I'm picking Daniel Dubois.
He on the juice too?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not pharmaceuticals, is it?
No, it's not. It's not that. It's not that. But I found out a secret.
Banging trannies. What's happening?
No, I think he got a different game plan.
No, it's not even about the game plan. It's not about that. But all I'm going to say is Daniel Dubois is going to win. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Should I bet the knockout or decision?
I'm not even going to say why, but based on what I was told and what the stipulations are and what's going to happen in the ring and the referee, good luck to whoever is betting.
Oh, my gosh.
Marco, that's like me going into like a UK like YouTube boxing page and like I start talking in Spanish and like, oh yeah, I was told like Canelo's camp, like guys, like I have this insider knowledge that I think dude's kind of just like hamming it up on us, Marco. Like we just believe him because he has a little British accent. Like I'm not buying it.
No, that's the same reason I'm picking Daniel to beat Usyk. The same reason I'm picking Crawford to beat Canelo. I'm not picking Crawford to beat Canelo because of his boxing. I'm picking him to win because of something I found out.
And what might not be?
I'm not going to say. I'm not obliged.
Intel in England.
Timothy Bradley. I know someone that knows Timothy Bradley, and he told me. And yeah, that's why I'm picking Terence. I was picking Canelo to win, but after I found out what this guy told me that Timothy Bradley told, I'm picking Terence Crawford to win. And you will see on the fight what I'm talking about. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm picking Canelo in 5.
Good luck with that.
Who is that said that? Canelo in 5.
Oval is office.
He's the dude at the bottom that's cammed up?
He's the dude who is cammed up. Our good buddy Oval, who is older than me but looks younger for some fucking reason.
People that pick Canelo, they honestly don't understand their reasoning. Their reasoning, it just makes no sense. It's just either because of size or because of power, but you don't hear them talk about skill or any other reason. It's nonsensical reasons.
I just don't like fish and chips, so I'm picking Canelo.
You don't like what?
I don't like fish and chips.
What does that mean?
He's talking
So
about
it's
the
a
English
British,
dude.
it's
Fish
a
and
British
chips. You
dude.
feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the British love their fish. They call the fries
No, I
chips,
get
right?
that, but Canelo's fighting Crawford, who's not British. I don't understand that.
He's just saying because the other dude picked Crawford. That's
Oh,
why.
Right.
I got you.
Right.
I got you. Oh, here we got another one. Appreciate you, big dog.
Thank you.
Terrence,
Come
Crawford
again.
is
I love your metaphors and clips. Keep it up, Hector. I appreciate you. I will keep
Shout
it
out
up.
Hector. Sounds like he's new to the community. Come back.
I'm gonna wrap this up in a second, but I'll tell you guys right now. I got some fights coming up that I'm gonna do. I have yet to do Zab versus Miguel Cotto, where we have the Nutcracker Fest going on in that one. I got a fight that I want to do. Meldrick Taylor versus Aurelius Perez. It was just a young Meldrick Taylor showcase fight that I think people should see what he looked like. Kevin Kelly versus Derek Gainer won with a stunning, Mo, you probably know this one, knockout, come from behind knockout. I'm going to do that one. Hearns versus Pepino Cuevas, I am currently doing. And those are the ones I have lined up, and there's some more. So I'm excited to do all those. Whenever I think
Those are some deep cuts, Marco. You're digging into the crates.
Hey man, whenever I think I'm running out of inspiration, I'll see a new one. Like here, what's another one? I want to do Emmanuel Augustus fight where he fights Courtney Burton. That's a dope fight. You see Emmanuel, just the drunken master people talk about. Yeah, there's a bunch, man. There's a bunch I wanna line up. But all right, people, let me wrap it. I will be back tonight, same time, same bat channel. Appreciate you guys.
One.
All right.
Latest.